Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to What She Said Sports. This Shanola girl checking in. Okay, so update. Um, y'all know yesterday we started by sharing that this is the height of the sports season in Dubai, but there are athletes and tourists and also residents stranded. And I was asked earlier today by Diane in the comments how many people are, stranded. And I've noticed that people have said thousands. It's hundreds of thousands. So I shared with her that it's hundreds of thousands of people are stranded. And I don't know if they're just counting the people that are trapped like tourists, because I looked today to see how many sports teams events were happening. There's cricket. As you can see on the screen, soccer, the Black Queens, the Ghanaian world team, they're still there. There was a badminton championship. The leading I guess the GOAT, they call her an ace. We'll hear from her. She's over there. She had just arrived for the All Queens, the All England tournament. And we'll hear from some Americans. We'll hear from some people in general who are there, but we do have some American perspective as to what's happening. Now, there are people that, there's two things that's kind of happening. There are people that are saying that they're fine, and the UAE civil defense system is the GOAT. They've dealt with hundreds of missiles, and 95% of them have been intercepted. So as you can see here, reporting from Loving Dubai, they've been sharing. You can check my stories for all of the people we're going to talk about. They've been sharing updates to keep people informed. It said the UAE has dealt with 165 ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles, and 541 Iranian drones. So it's reported that 95% of the everything coming their way has been struck down. That's amazing. Shout out to the UAE missile defense system. You're going to hear that again and see an example of that. And then people are also talking about the grocery stores. You can go to Loving Dubai. They're talking about don't panic. During COVID, we were able to get through this, with people having food, etc. Now, while they still have food, it is being reported that the price gouging is happening. So I'm going to tell you, as somebody that grew up in Hurricane Alley, it's giving post-hurricane vibes. That's what it's giving, right? So shout out to Loving Dubai. Check them out. You can keep up with what's going on. There's different perspectives from people in the comments, but I appreciate them from a perspective of, somebody on this side of the world, that they are letting people know there's food, don't panic. They're letting people know what type of missiles are coming, and, the fact that most of them have been shot down. So remember, Dubai has a reputation for being the safest place in the world. And we talked last night, how would that reputation be impacted now, considering the attacks that they were drawn into, right? Because this is a war between Israel and the United States, with led an attack on Iran, and Iran was retaliating. Now, in addition to that, while nothing major has been bombed in Dubai, it is being reported, the chatter is that people might be able to leave Tuesday because the airports are still closed. It's also reported that the president of the United States, Donald Trump, thought that this would be a 4 to 5 day attack to kind of maybe bring Iran to the table to concede. And apparently it's being reported that the ceasefire was rejected. So that leaves the uncertainty there. So the airports are closed. The airspace is still closed. Even private jet airports, I checked, are closed. So no airports in and out. Road travel probably very limited, just because this is considered a war. We're talking maybe till Tuesday. People are expected to shelter in place, and that those are rumblings till Tuesday. And that could be because of the 4 to 5 day guidance that the U.S. planned for. But things aren't going according to plan because Iran rejected the ceasefire. So now let's get into some perspective from those from the United States and other places as well. Then we'll hear from an athlete so people can kind of get a perspective, because what people don't understand, if you're new to the conversation, Dubai is a sports haven, and this is the height of their sports season, and they have the events coming up, but they had the events that were currently happening. So you have teams. So, you're playing soccer, you're playing somebody. So think about a soccer team, 2 soccer teams, and then it's a tournament. So think about multiple soccer teams, multiple cricket clubs, multiple horse racing is still happening. The horse races are happening, as well as the badminton. So there's all of these people are there. In addition to the people that live there, you have the athletes competing, and you have the tourists. And we have some footage of Dubai and what it typically looks like. And from what I can see, Dubai is very densely packed because it's a global destination. So let's get into it. So that's just to give y'all some context. Okay, I'll talk y'all through what we're looking at.
Y'all probably can hear the emergency messages going off. A bomb just hit not too far away. Kind of felt like an earthquake, very loud noise. Everybody's phones going off. Ain't gonna lie, it's kind of crazy, y'all. The lady across the hall from us said she's Lebanese and this is nothing. She's experienced it before. So it kind of made us feel better, but I ain't gonna lie, growing up in the States, we ain't really deal with stuff like this. So just trying to keep calm through it all, remain prayed up, and yeah. Everybody is making their way down to the lobby.
Okay, let me give you some context. Okay, this is Abram Mitchell. He's an American businessman in Dubai. He's in the lobby of his hotel, and he's, explaining a person perspective of what is happening. Okay, now you can follow him at Abram Mitchell. Look in my stories. All of these people will be there, and you can stay connected while he's in Dubai. And if you want to stay connected later, you can follow him on IG. So let's get back to it.
Starting to fill up. You could literally smell the debris. You could smell it. Got babies here. So hopefully they got an underground bunker or something in this hotel. This shit crazy though, so I don't know when we go get back to the States, but I am confident that we will. Not panicking. Keep faith in God. I know that we protected by Him, but it's definitely an eye-opening situation. So, yeah. All right, so currently in the lobby of my hotel. Y'all probably can hear the emergency messages going off. All
right, so that was Abram Mitchell. All right, so now this is what Dubai typically looks like. Okay, I'm over here just in case you can see it. This is what Dubai typically looks like. As you can see, it's densely packed. So when they say thousands are stranded, I'm like, stranded in the airport? Because the airport, I have photos of the airport too. It's not thousands, it's hundreds of thousands, right? And 19 million people visited Dubai last year. Then there's 4 million people that live there. And I don't know how they count the athletes that come to participate in sports. I don't know if they're considered tourists. They're clearly not considered residents. Sometimes they're there for a week or so. So there's that number that we have to consider as well. All right, let's get back to it. I'm over here to the side. So
to think, oh, this is too much Habibis in Dubai. They said, Habibi, come to Dubai. Not everybody come to Dubai. What is this? Huh? I have barely any space to think. Oh, this is too much. Too much.
This is Dubai before. All right. So as you can see, Dubai is densely populated. So it's not thousands, it's hundreds of thousands. Now imagine that these people are all hearing sirens and missiles, and it's like, okay, now you know how they used to say, you don't have to go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here. So imagine all of these people have to now head to the airport, and the airports are closed. All of them. The private jets airports closed. The 2 airports they have, including Dubai International and the secondary airport, closed. Flights being canceled. Airlines refused to schedule any flights, and the uncertainty of when it will open. So what they have to cling to is maybe Tuesday. So I have said, I wonder what moved the needle. So what's happening now is that they have athletes speaking out and their governments starting to act on their behalf. So my question yesterday was, because Dubai has Sports City, Sports Mall, it's a sports haven, all of these elite youth sports academy and training programs and all of these sports taking place, right? This is the height of the sports season. If the sports can move the needle. Now, in a lot of these countries, everybody's not allowed to speak out, right? But we do have footage from one young lady in India, PV Sindhu, and she's the badminton ace. Let's just take a listen from her as she graciously details what's happening and thanks the High Commission for helping her and the others that are stranded there. Let's take a listen.
Flight landed in Dubai, events beyond our control began to unfold, and shortly after, the airspace also was, shut down. And the last few hours have been extremely tense. We could hear the sounds of interceptions overhead, and a few hours later, there was explosion very close to where we were holed up at Dubai airport. My coach was barely about 100 meters away where, it happened, and had to quickly move out of the area. Experiencing something like this in such close quarters is truly, it truly shakes the very, foundation you're built on. And you never expect these things to happen to you or anyone close to you, but sometimes situations are beyond your control, what they do. So, I feel incredibly blessed to have such a strong and united team around me, and everyone had stayed calm, supported one another, and shown real strength during a very, frightening situation. And currently we are safe now and have been moved to a more secure place. I'm deeply, grateful to the Dubai authorities and the staff at Dubai airport also, who's been, incredibly and tireless in ensuring everyone's safety. We're also truly grateful to Emirates and the airport staff for being incredibly kind and supportive with so many passengers stranded. Their hands were understandably tied, but they showed genuine empathy and care towards everyone going through this difficult experience. And, I would also like to, sincerely thank the Indian High Commission in Dubai for their extraordinary support. And when I reached out requesting assistance, the High Commission immediately responded and on a super priority notice deployed his team to help us. They have been incredibly, supportive, not just to me, but to everyone stranded here, ensuring, safety, coordination, and constant communication during a very difficult time. And anyone currently stuck or needing assistance is encouraged to reach out using the official helpline numbers shared by the High Commission. And of course, we are truly blessed to have such a sensitized and incredible team looking out for Indian citizens here. And for now, we're trying to get some rest and remain hopeful as the situation continues to unfold. So thank you all for your prayers, messages, and concern. Well, it truly means a lot to all of us. And stay safe. Thank you.
So this is PV.
Hi everyone. I wanted to share a quick update. And firstly, thank you all who have been reaching out and checking on us.
So as you can see, very gracious, thanking the High Commission. This is out of our control. Of course, these types of things at very close quarters tend to rock who you are to the core. I don't know if India, I can't think of any conflict that they've been involved in, at least in the modern era, that they would be used to such. You can hear different people are starting to share their stories. There's a woman from Lebanese that somebody was discussing. We'll hear that, she's used to that. But then over in the States, we're not. But again, we're not used to, I guess you could say, bombings, right? Attacks, missile attacks. But what we're used to is that the part that they're going into. and that's the post-disaster, I guess you could say, the type of, I don't want to use the word vibe because that's just too callous, but it's like a post-disaster time, right? And it's what happens after that. And again, it feels like hurricanes, like when Katrina happened or when any random hurricane happened. Doesn't have to be a category 5. Category 3 hurricanes can take down power lines, close grocery stores. You don't know how long it's going to last. If you don't have a generator, you're in the dark. If you're in Texas or Louisiana or Georgia, it can be hot, right? So it just depends about, what your perspective. And it's not just missile attacks, it's post disaster time. It can be very unnerving because you can't leave, you can't go anywhere. And so that's why I can relate. And some of you maybe, have been caught in hurricanes in the aftermath of the hurricane. This is the aftermath of the airstrikes. And I get the impression that with the sheer number and volume of all of the weapons launched at Dubai and 95% of them intercepted, I get the impression that they're not trying to destroy Dubai. That's the impression I get. And there's been an update since we were watching the video. It seems that the airlines are now saying that they suspended flights Sunday today, but they've extended the suspension into Monday. So it sounds like a day by day. So they had word that they will be suspended until Sunday. It's already Sunday, maybe about 4 a.m. in Dubai. What time and day is it in Dubai currently? Let's see if I can get
It's 3:08 a.m. in Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
So it's 3:08 a.m. Okay, so it's
Your alarm is set for 3:08 a.m.
I didn't ask for that, but thank you. All right, so it's 3 a.m. in Dubai, just the perspective. So they should be sleeping, right? If we don't hear any more about bombs going off in Dubai, I think I have footage of Bahrain. If you started hearing in the neighboring areas it not happening in Dubai, that tells you they're not trying to destroy Dubai. This was a measure by Iran to get attention, to understand we're not playing, right? And then the U.S. is like, we're going to give this, we think this is going to last 4 to 5 days. And if you're just now joining us, Iran said they have rejected the ceasefire. So let's get back to the perspectives that are being shared here. But that's the latest update. The flight cancellations are now extended through Monday. Now, there was chatter that Tuesday things could open up. Now, I don't know why that would be. This is not like a hurricane where the lights come back on and all systems are a go. This is war. So this is new for all of us. So I thank everyone for sharing a perspective. If you're just not joining us, we're looking at different perspectives that are being shared. So let's get back to it. Now, this is what Dubai typically looks like. This is the airport before it closed. So, yep, this is the airport before it closed. Do you see all of these people? So when you look at the sheer number of people that are outside and you look at the sheer number of people in the airport, and now the airport is closed, these people have to go somewhere. So there's one hotel that was giving free nights, like one night. I don't know how they could just do one night, but it looks like the hotels are starting to, extend rooms to people. Then you also have, this is an American too, we'll hear from him. Then you also, in addition to hotels, you have people in Dubai, the residents, opening their homes. So I would imagine the Airbnbs are doing the same thing. So stay tuned for that update. So now we know that there will be no flights in or out of the Middle East or Dubai, at least not Sunday. Sunday's past. And not tomorrow, Monday. So the people that are there at 3 a.m. will wake up to this news that they can't go home on Monday. I'm sure they were thinking Monday. So they're going to try to hold out till Tuesday. That's the chatter. Now, this part will apply pressure on the United States. Understand, this part will apply pressure on the United States and other countries whose citizens and athletes are there. We talked about this. Sports moving the needle. Now we're talking about tourism moving the needle. Americans' lives have been lost in the military. So for the president of the United States to plan for 4 to 5 days, that could be where the chatter was coming from, that airspace will open up on Tuesday. For that to happen, Iran has to agree to a ceasefire. So what we're all listening for worldwide is Iran going to accept a ceasefire from the United States? And if not, what will the United States and Israel do? Stay tuned. All right, this is an American. He's in Doha. Doha. He's in Doha. So let's listen to him. Let me get his name so I can tell y'all. He's in Doha. So he has a word of advice. I thought what he's getting ready to say is very, very helpful. His name is World of Wade. WRLD of Wade, like Dwayne Wade. WADE. Let's check out what he's sharing. Shout out to World of Wade. Thank you for sharing with us.
When Iran retaliated. My word of advice for people who are actually here in the Middle East and this is your first time, stay inside, stay safe, but most importantly, take care of your mental because that's all you have right now. There's not really much more you can do other than pray and stay inside and make sure your morale is up. I know there's a lot of uncertainty with flights, travel plans, where is there a safe place to be? But I hope these kind of comfort you that the idea that the targets are not civilian places. They just aren't. The targets are civilian bases. So yeah, there is still damage that's happening in civilian locations, but that's because of the missiles that are being intercepted, not because of direct missile targets being struck. Also, if you're in Doha or you're in the UAE, I can assure you that you have one of the state-of-the-art missile defense systems in the world. The other countries, I'm not so sure, but I know for sure Qatar and the UAE have the Patriot missile sites. And those things are no joke. I've seen them in action. And if you're somebody in a different country and you're worried about your family and friends here, please do not push your anxiety onto them. They are anxious enough. Call them with a joke, check on them, but don't get on the phone acting frantic and crying. Because you can't do anything for them and they can't even do anything for themselves right now. So just try to comfort them and let them know that you're there for them. And if there's anything you can do, let them know. And as for the UAE, the airspace is still closed. So for myself personally, I was supposed to leave tomorrow morning. And they are allowing for a free change of flight. So I'll be figuring out when I want to change that too. But this is the second time something like this has happened. And the first time, Iran pretty much said, if y'all do it again, it'll be worse than the first. So the first time it only lasted 1 day. But now it's day 2. I went to sleep to bomb sounds and I woke up to bombs going off as well. So we'll see how long this lasts, but y'all be safe. Y'all stay inside. I know I'm outside right now, but I just came from the mosque. But be easy. Peace from the Middle East.
Okay, so that's World of Wade. Okay, so he said that they're not targeting civilian buildings. Now in Dubai, we all saw the footage of the one building, the Palm Hotel. Now that is the building that was reported to be a gift from, I guess you could say, the government there in Dubai to Donald Trump. So if that is the case, and that supposedly is the case, it would explain why that particular building was targeted and none of the others. And I have footage that they're still doing construction in the middle of a war. And again, I think that because we haven't seen any major damage as there could be, they're not trying to destroy Dubai. So let's see if Dubai becomes hands off. That's number one. Because understand, while this is war, there are talks happening behind the scenes. And 2, let's see if the damage starts to extend to the perimeter. But what does it say if Dubai is protected? And the president of the United States has real estate interests, golf courses, a building under construction, tower, and then the hotel being a gift. What does it say if those things in Dubai are off limits, so to speak, and say Tehran and all the other areas start to take more of the missile attacks? So stay tuned for that. And I don't know, it seems that in Doha, I don't think this young man, World of Wade, had a chance to hear the latest update because it's 3 a.m. over there. He said he was going to be leaving tomorrow, changing his flight. Remember, the update just came out that the extension of flight cancellations now goes on until Monday. You heard him say this has happened before, but it was only one day. Now it's day 2. So the uncertainty is going to uptick, and so will the anxiety with the uncertainty. Now, even though I've never been in any type of missile airstrike or military action, this is given post-hurricane. Yes, aftermath. You can't leave. Food prices are going up because it's reported that while they have food prices are going up, and you can't leave. There's no power. They have power. A lot of these people still have power. Like you saw the badminton ace from India, PV, she was in a hotel that had power. So that's different, right? So thankfully, because there's still comfort. Now, what typically happens after a hurricane, it's hot. There's no comfort. There's no running water, and food scarce quickly. And then there tends to start the violence and the looting and the things like that. So, we don't want to predict any negativity. This is just insight that I'm sharing. This feels like post-hurricane aftermath, like a level 1 of uncertainty. And as this goes on, the levels of uncertainty will increase along with the anxiety. And Dubai has never seen this before, right? So let's keep going. Shout out to World of Wade. Go follow him on IG to keep up with his travel. Make sure he's safe, and then you have your updates outside of these updates. I will continue with these updates as well.
It's a quick update from the Middle East. I'm currently in Abu Dhabi.
So that's where he was. I played that part so y'all could see where he was. All right. I believe this is Bahrain. So let's just take a look here. I believe this is Bahrain. They received fire to a residential type, hotel type building. Let's take a look. So I think there was some senior military there. So it shows you that you can be tracked and you can be found, and they can pinpoint these missile and drone attacks. That's new for a lot of people. If you're in the military, it's not new for you. But for citizens such as ourselves that are not familiar with this is different, right? They can pinpoint where to send the drone with a missile or where to launch a missile to hit a building that has senior military officials there. Yeah. So, and people are watching
Dubai situation.
So what I believe is that people have come to the realization that they're not targeting civilians. They're not targeting grocery stores. I don't know how the school was in Israel. I don't know how the school was hit. It was a girls' school. I think they lost 60 to 80 little girls. I don't know how that happens because from what I am seeing, they can pinpoint these missiles. So I don't know what's happening, in other countries, but Dubai still has the reputation for the safest place in the world. If you're just not joining us, this is the number of missiles before, I went live. 165 ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles, and 541 Iranian drones and 95% of them have been struck. And what you just saw was a residential building or a hotel in Bahrain be hit. So my question is, if we don't see any more damage or airstrikes to Dubai, is there you might not cease fire, but we can't destroy Dubai. Hands off of Dubai. Let's just see. Okay. And private jet airspace is closed in addition to the 2 airports, the main airport being Dubai International. Closed, flights canceled. And now the cancellations extend into Monday. It is currently approximately 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. in Dubai. When they wake up, they will hear the news, if they're asleep, that they can't go home yet. Okay. So we want to keep these people in our prayers because it's hard to quell the anxiety when uncertainty continues into days. Okay. So let's go. This is another. Now, I wasn't 100% certain. This is Eddie. That's his handle. I think he's an American, but I didn't want to assume. But this is another POV from someone on the ground. Okay, I don't want to assume where people are from unless they tell us. Some people tell us American, so let's listen. That's the building in Bahrain. If you're just not joining us.
Dubai situation as an American citizen out here. You know, just gonna shoot you guys straight. There's a lot of rockets being sent over the entire region. Most all of them, if not all of them, are pretty much being intercepted in the air, in the sky. You can see them. So they're not hitting their destination. But what's happening is these giant rockets are basically creating these massive debris, right? You're talking like 12 foot, 15 foot long rockets in the sky that are falling from as far as you can see all the way to the ground, right? So the impact from those are hitting certain hotels, they're hitting certain major places where people are walking. So everyone's pretty much staying in for the most part. Obviously, safest places is your house, residential, etc. Like, no one's trying to hit those areas. They're basically trying to hit American military bases, embassies, things like that, from what I understand. But again, the risk is not in getting a direct hit, it's in the debris that's happening. But for everyone out there, everything's good. I'm sure all the people that are here visiting are safe. Dubai does an incredible job, and the UAE as a whole, of like making sure safety and protection is the number one thing in this country. And you know, you feel it everywhere you go. So, you know, obviously the risk is the collateral damage from the missiles falling, but nothing from actually being directly hit or anything like that. So just an update to everyone. Your friends here are safe and they're fine. Hell, they're even probably partying tonight.
Because you did hear music in the background, right? You did hear music in the background.
A quick update on the Dubai situation as an American citizen out here. You know.
All right, so that is an American citizen, confirmed. Again, I don't want to assume. Confirmed an American citizen, you know, letting us know. Now, one of the reigning themes I'm starting to hear from the gentleman in Abu Dhabi and from this young man right here, it seems that everybody has confidence in the civil defense system. As you can see, you know, listen, people are telling you that they're taking down these targets. They're taking down these missiles, these drone targets. It's amazing. It's amazing. And again, that is how Dubai will keep their reputation for being the safest place in the world. I'm happy. That makes me happy, right? That makes me happy, and it gives comfort. It also, you know, in addition to the civil defense system being top tier, elite, clearly in another echelon, right? It gives, you know, it makes comfort to see people sharing on social media. That keeps the anxiety down for people across the world. So shout out to Eddie, also Abram Mitchell, Eddie, and World of Wade. Now we're listening from this young lady who's there, and she's with a group. So let's just take a look. I believe she's an American as well. And shout out to everybody who is sharing. It helps us to know what's going on, right? And that's the power of social media, right? Some people like to rag on social media. Oh, it's addictive. It's this, that, and the other. It's times of crisis that brings us all together, because this is bringing the world together. Why? Because Dubai is a global travel destination. And there's people, a diverse group of people all over the world for different reasons in Dubai, right? My coming to this initially was athletes, right? We've heard from one athlete from the tennis, the badminton ace from India, PV Sindhu, and, you know, the Ghanaian women's, I guess the soccer team, the Black Queens, love the name of that. You know, there is where their representation and country has spoken out and said that they're safe. They're just waiting for evacuation orders, but they're all safe in their hotel. So let's take a listen. There's a lot that has given us comfort, and I hope you find this valuable. Yes, please hit the like button. Yes, please hype the video up, and yes, please subscribe. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep going, and we will continue the updates in Dubai as long as the airspace is closed and tourists and athletes are there.
We are getting some fresh air. We just had a shelter-in-place moment, so we're trying to just get some fresh air before another siren goes off. And my legs are feeling like I've been in an airplane all day, so just been a lot of sitting around and waiting for sirens to go off. These last couple kabooms that went off were really, really loud.
All right. So she's telling us about the physical, legs starting to swell up a bit, a lot of sitting around. So this is a different perspective, a lot of sitting around. She's with a group, right? So let's get back to it. So this is the perspective of how it is starting to take on the physicality of the sitting around, can't go anywhere, etc. So this is different, and we'll thank her for that. I think I have her name.
Shook the building. So that was fun. Yay, us. But yeah, we're just getting some fresh air and gonna go get something to eat. It's a 2-minute walk, so we're not going far. So we have to hurry and try to beat the next time, because as soon as siren goes off, we gotta be somewhere safe. So that is what we're doing now. Keep you guys updated. Update, we are getting some fresh air.
Okay, so this is Destiny, DSTNY, LTTLTN24. I don't know, Destiny. So it's Destiny. I will share this in my stories if it's not already there. Check my stories up. I want to listen to this again because I feel like we missed part of something that she said about the physicality and the things that are happening in the current environment. So let's just see if I can get back there. I think she may have been my last person. So let's listen to that again.
We just had a shelter-in-place moment, so we're trying to just get some fresh air before another siren goes off. And my legs are feeling like I've been in an airplane all day. So it's just been a lot of sitting around and waiting for sirens to go off. These last couple kabooms that went off were really, really loud and shook the building. So that was fun. Yay, us. But yeah, we're just getting some fresh air and gonna go get something to eat. It's a 2-minute walk, so we're not going far. So we have to hurry and try to beat the next siren, because as soon as the siren goes off, we gotta be somewhere safe.
Okay.
So that is what we're doing now. Keep you guys updated.
All right. So there you go. There you go. So you have perspective from men and women, Americans, sharing, how things really are. Several people talking about the missiles, the elite civil defense system in the UAE. And yes, Dubai still retains its safest place in the world reputation. Shout out to the civil defense system. And then we have, the people talking about sitting around, that they are getting free flight cancellations. However, with the latest update, let's see here. See if we have the latest update. The latest update here. Shout out to Loving Dubai. Airlines announced the suspension of UAE flights have been extended from Sunday into Monday, March 2nd. So it's about 3:30 in the morning over there, almost 4 a.m. And I don't know if they have this news for the people that are asleep, but when they wake up, they will find out they cannot go home yet. The free flight cancellation is good to ease people's minds that they won't have to pay. But I don't know if they have to pay to stay as long as they're staying. You would think that these hotels are going to be free. Now, there are people in Dubai, residents opening their homes. I'm wondering about Airbnb. Have they issued any notifications that they will be accommodating people as this continues on? There will be pressure on Israel, the United States, and Iran to do something, because we have hundreds of thousands of people stranded in Dubai. And I don't know how accommodating these hotels and how many homes can be offered. There's 4 million citizens in Dubai, people that live there. So we'll have to see. We'll stay tuned with that information. Okay. I think I have what's going on that people might be surprised about some of the things going on. Let's take a look at this.
Well done to those guys.
Now, these are the guys that are still doing construction on the building. This is happening right now. When it was daylight. Well, I guess we were asleep. Yeah, they're doing construction on the building. Absolutely different, right? I would have never thought. And this is not a conflict region per se. Well, not Dubai, but they're still working on this building. Just take a listen. That's just
So
crazy.
Sunday morning in Dubai, and I've never seen the roads, unless it was COVID, so peaceful. Eerily quiet here, but as is the case in Dubai, doesn't matter what is happening, construction never stops. Well done to those
Imagine
guys.
working on a construction
Still working.
project. Imagine working on a construction project with bombs going off. Hopefully, you have to be from a region that's used to that. Did you see that? Did you see how they're still working? Amazing. Did you see how they're still working? That's amazing to me. I'm like, really? I'm like, so who owns this building? So I have a video showing all the projects that are happening in Dubai, like up to 2032. And there are things that are happening now. They get Dubai, Disneyland, Disney World. There's a hotel, a casino coming up the wind from Vegas. I mentioned Trump International. It would be interesting if that's Trump International. That's being built. So let's just keep going, because this is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I don't know. This is definitely different, because this is not post-hurricane aftermath. There's no construction happening in post-hurricane aftermath. This is the modern world that we live in. Keep working. Hazard pay, right? They must clearly are getting hazard pay. I would love to know what construction project this is. Let's see if we can find out one day. Just
So Sunday morning
insane.
in Dubai, and I've never seen the roads, unless it was COVID, so peaceful. Eerily quiet here, but as is the case in Dubai.
My name is Hadid. I am the Dubai Police first autonomous boat.
So Dubai has autonomous boats for police. Listen to this.
I am here to keep you safe. Hello, welcome to Dubai. My name is Hadid. I am the Dubai Police first autonomous boat. I am here to keep you safe. My name is Hadid.
Dubai,
I am the Dubai
autonomous
Police
boat, here to keep you safe.
first autonomous.
Here to keep you safe. The first autonomous boat is there. All right. So this is also a view from Dubai today. So you can hear the bombing going off. That's the Palm area. And those men are working amidst all of these bombs going off. Yes. So now listen to this.
This is everything that's happening in Dubai and the UAE in the next coming years. Ras Al Khaimah's Wind Casino is getting ready by 2027. By 2029, you have the Blue Line metro station coming up in Dubai. By late 2030s, Dubai Islands A will be ready. By 2032, Al Maktoum International Airport will be finished and the entire Dubai South region will be shaped up. By 2032, Abu Dhabi's Disneyland will also be finished. Keep all of these hotspots in your mind.
So that's everything that's being developed there. So Dubai is definitely a hot spot, right? Definitely a hot spot. And I don't know whose building that was under construction. I don't know if it was the casino or Trump International or some other project. As you can see, Dubai is densely packed. They have some top tourist destinations, hundreds of thousands of people are stranded, and they don't have the ability to leave just yet. Missiles constantly being fired, right? We're already over how many ballistic missiles? 165 already. You heard there in the background that the footage from Sunday, it's calm, it's quiet, but all you hear is kabooms. That's what they're describing them as. You also know that they cannot leave yet. They are stranded. Hundreds of thousands of people are stranded. Dubai residents opening their homes. We're not sure. All of the athletes that we talked about are still in their hotels. Though they're reporting that they're safe. People say they feel safe. Now, I don't know what happens if this is clearly going to go beyond Sunday and Monday. So I don't know. Tuesday, there's chatter that Tuesday. So let's hope and pray that Tuesday these people can all go home. This will be a source of contention and pressure as there are hundreds of thousands of people stranded in Dubai, tourists, residents, and the athletes that are performing, that are, playing in their respective sports. Okay, so I just wanted to bring a quick update to everybody. So I hope that you all know I'll be back with other coverage. So thank you for watching the update on the war in the Middle East and the conflict with the U.S., Iran, and U.S., Israel, and Iran. We're waiting to hear if there will be a ceasefire. Now, President Trump, it's reported that he was expecting this conflict to last 4 to 5 days. Maybe that's what a chatter of Tuesday coming into purview that people could leave. So prayers up that a swift end comes to this. However, Iran has decided to what? To reject the ceasefire. Now, we talked yesterday that Iran is a part of BRICS, which is an economic forum, a group of member countries. The UAE and Iran are both in BRICS. And their goal, is for the economic success of their countries and to, become less dependent on the American dollar. So you would think with BRICS, and shout out to, I think, Isaiah for sharing that to us, BRICS with all the new countries, including India. India is the I in BRICS, Brazil, Russia. You would think that they all can get together as the BRICS members and maybe understand the negative impact this could have with Iran and the Middle East, because this is costing millions of dollars. And I'm sure somebody will give us an update and lost revenue, economies, reputations, travel, sporting events. And people think this has nothing to do with sports. This has everything to do with sports because Dubai is a haven. All of these targets were chosen strategically. There's the upcoming races that they have that are very prestigious with a $30 million purse, which is bigger than the Super Bowl. So imagine something like this happening in the States with the Super Bowl approaching in 30 days or FIFA approaching. You want to try to get together if you have an economic forum with members looking out for the best interests of the economies of the member countries, which Iran and the UAE are a part of. So prayers up, okay? So thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Now I'm going to pivot over to some breaking news that just came in for Colorado. And give me 1 second. I want to make sure people know I'm pivoting. So just give me 1 second. All right. So we're pivoting over to some news that I see is being shared in the comments, and we will head over to the comments. I could just start another live, but we'll just go from here. So Echo has said there's been some breaking news for quarterback news at Colorado. And that boy Wig is telling us that he said, rest in peace, Dominique Ponder. Did we lose Dominique Ponder? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. We may pivot over to another live. Just give me a moment just to understand what's going on. If you're a Colorado Buffaloes fan, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, Shedeur Sanders fan, if you followed at Colorado, you knew who Dominique Ponder was. He was a backup quarterback. So let's see if I can quickly get a... Yes, praying for everyone's safety. Thank you so much. Okay, so I think I'm going to end this live, and I will come back and start a live for Breaking News Colorado Buffaloes. Thank you all so much for watching What She Said Sports Dubai, Sports in Dubai edition. And I'll see y'all momentarily. And prayers up to everybody. This saddens my heart. So I'll be back with the live stream for the Colorado Buffaloes. Just give me a few minutes to collect myself. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports.